Oh,
sleeping.
I know. Can you get me the water bottle right there that I... Jinx, you...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Skibon International. It is June 10th in the US, June 11th in Japan, and afternoon here. But it feels like early morning to me, and I'm not a morning person.
Oh no. Hello everyone. This is Sayaka. Thank you so much for tuning in. Why do you feel like it's morning? Because you've been working nonstop for this Vegas and upcoming all the other thing that you're working on?
Oh, yeah, noon always feels like early morning to me.
Yeah, same for me. I'm never a morning person. Did I ever tell you that my mentor, me and his like a sleeping schedule is like opposite? だから師匠は朝4時に起きて、私は朝4時に寝るみたいな。で、それを he knows. So like when he like wanna talk to me, he would like text me like 4 a.m. because he know I'm still awake. I'm about to go to bed. And he respectfully do not call me or text me 午後になるまでやらないっていう。それぐらいなんかもう。
優しい。
そうそう、優しいよね。そんなことしなくていいのに分かってるから。そう。
Oh man, I have like sorry, I have my messiness in the back. I have to hide it with my chair. I have people messaging me like all hours of all days. What in the world did I just drop? Oh, sorry, I'm a mess over here. Not just behind me. I'm a mess.
It's a messy June episode, whatever that means. I don't know what that means, but I just came up with it.
So I'm going to start packing for Vegas, and I'm going to be cleaning while I pack. で、なんか出発の日にはもうピカピカにするのね。That's like my
ritual みたいな。
Yeah, yeah. It's
わかる。
But then like, so 昔は、it would just be me or just me and なんか長女と2人で行ってた時、新ママだった時は、なんか2人でどっか私の出張とか行ってたから、
なるほど。
掃除しながら荷造りして、そしたら忘れ物もほとんどなしだし、で、帰ってきたらもう超綺麗なの、家が。
わかる、わかる。
それ、I want to come home to like a perfectly clean house, right?
わかる。Like a clean slate, right? It feels so good when you come home to a clean house, yeah.
So, but now, like, I will make it like really clean before I leave. But there's 3 people here while I'm gone. So,
it's just you that you're, yeah.
It's worse than before I cleaned.
Oh no!
When I come home, it's worse than before I cleaned. So when I come home, I have to clean all. So I'm just cleaning for them so they can have like one day of cleanness.
全然
多分私が出発してから2日後ぐらいにはもう it's like
destroyed.
Disaster, yeah. And then when I come home, like nobody is gonna clean for me ever in this house. Like nobody. So when I come home, it's gonna be just like a new project. So もう本当疲れた。
これは疲れるわ。もう出発する何日も前から計画的に掃除とか始めるんだ。
いや、だいたい出発の前日とか。
Me too. Us too, us too. And you know, like we're just a household, like me and Stevie, so we don't have kids. So like there's no one that will mess our space like when we're gone. So it has been a ritual. Like there's something about it, right? Like you make your place super clean. You go on a vacation or whatever, go out of town and come back and like come home to like a really clean place. Like, because I think you have like a bit of a post-trip depression or something. I was like, like 現実に戻ったってみんな言うじゃん、なんか日本人は。Like, back to the reality or whatever. And also like you're just exhausted. So coming home to a very clean place, it's like, oh, that's right. I do like my home. Like I forgot that I love this home. Like this is not bad. This is nice. You know, it kind of does like a trick to your brain. So we do that too, but only for the night before. That's funny that you have the very similar tactic that us. I wonder if it's a common thing. みんなやるのかな?
KY is in the chat, like being very angry.
うちはなんか両親のうちの実家は2人とももともとすごい綺麗好きなのね。
いいね。
そうでうちのおかんが言うにはそう独身時代のとっつぁんのとこ行ったらもうびっくりするぐらい綺麗だったんだって。っていうのもあって 片付けのことで喧嘩したのは見たことないかも。だからあの人たちは多分旅行行こうが行かないが元からちゃんと毎日きれいにしてるタイプだから、そういうのなしでパーンっていけちゃうから、それも羨ましいなと思うんだけど。
そうだね。
But it's not in me to like keep it clean every day. Like life happens and there's a day out of the week that it's likeめっちゃ散らかってて、それはそれでもうしょうがないよねっていう感じだから、it gains so much respect for my parents. Like, it's always organized. But it's not like OCD だっけみたいなっていうレベルではなくて、like, it's just nicely clean and organized kind of space.
私も実家もそう。
あ、本当？
っていうか、私も基本的に
綺麗好き？
そうだった。基本的にそうだったんだけど、なんか、わかんない。I always have one like little corner that's like messy, but I don't know why I cannot keep up anymore. Like this is the first time in my life I've ever not been able to keep the house clean. Like
I mean, you have 2 kids that you know what? I appreciate KY like still try to clean up like a day before you come home. That's love. それはそれで愛だね。
これは
今まで
私にすごく怒って言ってると思う。
ああ、そうなんだ。そうか、しょうがないよ、子供いたらね。
I think this is usually the angry words.
でも見てくれてるんだ。ありがたいね。
最近見てないと思ってた。Like, I don't know anybody who watches for me.
例えば、他に、旅行とか、家留守にするときの、like, is there any, like, routine or ritual? So mine is like, 前も言ったけど、なんかね、飛行機がどの時間に、飛ぼうとも、何時間前かにはいなきゃいけないから、結局割とうちらのさ、生活で言うと、早い時間に空港に着いてなきゃいけないじゃん。っていうことは、家を出発するのもさらに早くなるから、っていうことはその前に起きてなきゃいけない。で、出発する前に忘れ物がないか確認しなきゃいけないっていうのも、すごい rough mathematic っていうとさ、めっちゃ早く起きなきゃいけなきゃなるから、私は旅行の前の日はもう寝ないのね、徹夜っていうか。
結構ね、そう、寝るの無理かな。
だよね。なんか絶対寝坊しそうだって思ってて。I'm like paranoid that if I'm gonna like a sleepover and like I missed the alarm. So
it used to be because I would drive. Like いつも車を空港に預けてたの。
はいはいはいはいはい。
So I could leave like super early. So もうなんか子供が起きるのを待つか、家を起こしてもいいか、なんか車に移動してもいいなって思う時間に出発してた。でも今はなんかね、電車で行かないといけないことが多くて。で、then I have to like really calculate. Because also I can't like go during rush hour.
確かに。
So I have to leave either too early or like ギリギリ。
じゃあもう絶対 too early の方がいいじゃん、just to be safe. I mean, so that it doesn't give you like extra anxiety about it.
そういう時もあるし。But lately I don't have likeその余裕もなくて。So that like usually I'm gonna leave right after rush hour, probably. It will depend on the time of the flight.
そうか。
だから朝だったらもう始発で行くとか。朝の便だったら。
5時とか。
4時半、5時ぐらい。
Damn. But yeah, I see. そうだよね。
So our producer is Airi. We can take a break from this talk since I don't know if KY is watching anymore. He's just mad at me, I think. But Airi, our producer, she's going to be like resting today, but we want to mention the Pride tournament.
Yes.
In Reach City. There's a Discord for it. So if you play Mahjong, you should definitely play in this tournament happening this weekend.
Yes, she added the link to the chat. So if you're watching this right now, please check out the link in the chat.
Yeah, that's the Discord that you can join. So So good, Airi can put it on there. Like sometimes the links can't be added because of whatchamacallit. Like viewers cannot, but Airi is a mod, so she can add it.
At least like she has it on the live chat right now. And
yeah. No, I'm saying it good. She can. I had her ready so I could post it, but she can post it, so that's great.
Great. Supported everyone. Speaking of Pride Month, I went to
wait. Sorry. I think it's for the Justin Project, right? I think that's the charity.
I think I believe that was the charity, but I'm not positive what platform that is that she's donating to. So that's something that you probably.
Oh, the Trevor Project. Sorry, I don't know why I said Justin. It's the Trevor Project.
Oh, Trevor now. Okay, yeah. So
I'm sorry, Trevor and Justin are like interchangeable in my mind for some reason. I think because of guys from my past.
Trevor Project, just so you know, it is the nonprofit organization that is like a suicide hotline call for LGBTQ community. And I believe that fund was cut, whatever, current admin things going on, or something. Fund just got cut or something. So it is very meaningful and important to donate to an organizational platform like that. So, yeah, if you can tune into her charity streaming, that would be wonderful.
So supporting the Trevor Project builds that on this legacy. I don't wonder. Okay, it's better if you talk about. Sorry. Okay, good.
On stream, and there you go. Hi everyone, this is Airi. Yeah, we're going to be hosting the Pride Month Open. It's a free mahjong tournament with prizes for top 32 day 1 and day 2. We're going to have the finals be on 4 p.m. on Sunday, and we'll be
EST,
streaming. Yeah, EST. So we'll be streaming it live at twitch.tv/IronTV and also IronTV on YouTube. Starting at 12 Eastern, and probably for a good 6 hours you guys will be able to catch us, and you can share with your friends, you can share with other mahjong friends. We're going to be raising money for the Trevor Project, which is a charity that provides crisis intervention for LGBTQ youth. So really important, especially now because the Supreme Court decided that it was free speech for people to do conversion therapy, which is awful, of course. So we need to support LGBTQ youth now more than ever, which is why we're here.
Okay, so the Trevor Project makes sure that no LGBTQ plus young person is alone when they need us the most.
Exactly.
And they can come here too. But the project, of course, we are not experts in anything, and we are just show once a week. It's very important to support these sorts of organizations. That's the word I'm looking for.
For sure. Thank you guys so much for letting me talk about it. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to resting a little bit.
Yes, rest well.
You girls take it away.
Talk about it anytime. Yeah.
You girls take it away.
Okay, so this week.
So I was just about to say, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go first, go.
Oh, I thought it would be a easy segue since we were talking about Trevor Project, but June is Pride Month again. So there's a lot of Pride events happening in where I am. So last weekend was like West Hollywood Pride weekend. So I love it. I do this every year, but I go see the Pride Parade myself to just to be a part of the community, but also it's just so inspiring to empowering in the presence of Pride Parade. They're celebrating for who they are, but Pride Parade started because the reason why Pride Month is happening in June was Jen know this, it started off the riot, like the riot that happened in New York, and transgender women just like started like throwing brick at this establishment where basically cop was just bullying and suppressing the presence of the LGBTQ community. So it started up the protest. So if they didn't do something about it, this would have never been here. So there's like a historic depth to it, right? And so but now like years have like passed, so it's more like a parade and like respecting the history, acknowledging the history, acknowledging like people that stood for LGBTQ community that like exists now, like they really like fought for it, and then there's still fight going on. So anyway, with that, in エネルギーとかがすごくit's just really good vibe. Like when you go to like pride parade or like any pride event setting, they're just like nothing but love and respect and all different kind of beauty. And it's just like なんか心が現れるっていうかso I would just like make sure to go like every year. So I went to the West Hollywood Pride Parade the Sunday, and it was really beautiful. すごい it's very random, but do you remember Jackass?
Yeah.
No. 今年の夏かな? I bet they're going to release the new movie. And they were also in the parade. And Jackass no sa, one of the iconic thing about them is like a shopping cart, because they would always do like a really crazy prank with the shopping cart. So they were on the shopping cart float. And it was so cute. Johnny Knoxville and like every like the iconic like OG Jackass people were there, and I was like, hey, is that Jackass? They were like talking about it on their social media, saying like how this is like one of the proudest moments of their career to be able to support the LGBTQ community. And they're saying that the LGBTQ community was always a supportive fan of theirs. And then I didn't know that connection to it, and I thought it was really cute. あとすごいウエストハリウッドにめちゃくちゃローカルの有名な人がいて、Her name is Pink Lady of Hollywood. そうだから私から見たら先輩みたいな人で、she literally dressed like pink from head to toe. 髪の毛はもちろんだけど、洋服も靴も全部真っピンクなの。And even her apartment or house that she lives in, known for pink palettes, that she sometimes rent out for like production photos and like filming space, because like everything literally in her house is pink. And then she has a little Pomeranian. He's also pink. その人が必ずそのWest Hollywood Pride and also West Hollywood Pride Parade and LA Hollywood Pride Parade, both she would always be in there. And then we always lock each other's eyes. Because that's the thing. ピンクの髪の人って、街中で同じピンクの髪の人見つけたら、なんか there's some kind of like gang sign that we always like lock eyes to each other because there's some kind of bonding. It's like, hey, I see you. Hey, I see you. We just like nod and like go on. So every time she would be on the parade, and if I get to be like in her eyesight, like she would specifically look at me and wave hands because we're like both having like pink hair. So we had the connection once again, and I was like, yay. But
nice. So like the Jackass はさ、1回目は映画館で見たけど、
あ、そうなんだ。世代だね。
高校生だったかな。
I was in Japan back then.
Yeah, なんか it wasn't really my thing, so I never watched it again after that. So I can't say I'm a fan.
Jackass reminds me of the 平成終わり、違うわ。平成初期と昭和周期の like exactly what Japanese variety show was doing. So when I learned about Jackass, I was like, oh, I didn't know. People in America does the same thing as like 日本のお笑い芸人がやってることやるんだみたいな. Like they go really extreme, but in Japan that's like Luke water kind of a thing that what Jackass people
but they have a lot of like property destruction though. なんかレンタカーのなんかlike they just completely destroyed a rental car.
それはもう朝飯前だったよ、日本のバラエティの時って。
Yeah, but they would buy the car, right? It's not a rental car. Like they did this in Jackass, they did this with a rental car.
They're like a prank thing. I don't know.
Because the insurance is so cheap that they said, "Oh, we can just destroy it, and then it's like fine for us. We don't have to pay."
They were publishing that as like part of their thing. And then I don't know what was going behind the scene in the Japanese variety show back then, but I can like guarantee you they were doing much more offensive shit.
No, but I mean, like they're not. It's not a rental car company. They're gonna buy a car in Japan.
I don't know that that's what they were doing.
I can tell you that everything on Japanese TV is yarase. So
no, but I'm talking about 80s and early 90s. その時は there's no such a thing as compliance もなかったから、すっごいことやってたもん。だって、they were doing this like talk show in the 80s where there's just like two comedian dudes are like talking. It was like just a talk show between these two, but they were like they're sitting on the throne, and then throne part was woman fully naked, and then they're opening their like legs. So ちょうどその they're like their part, their head was like covering it, but like nothing was like blurred or anything. And this was like 深夜番組とかそういうのじゃなくて、普通にみんなが見るような時間帯でやってた頃だから、I think they're definitely like some of the screws were off, and then it was like バブルの時代だったから、it was kind of a 無法地帯. Like now that people like slowly start talking about it, but I do know in terms of like what rule was like set, I don't think anyone was following that in Japan. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know my experience on it, but everything was scripted. They never did anything unscripted. Like, ライブ番組でも結構
No, but like the way they break the rules for like something that like never allowed now, even now. Yeah. Yeah.
But also like they had also some like shit scenes, and I just cannot like watch that kind of stuff for Jackass.
I remember なんかさ there's a photo party thing. Like they will have somebody go into the photo party and then have them like do their business, but the photo party was like attached to like a bungee jump rope kind of thing. So like once that person go into the like a photo party, they start like releasing this like a rope, and it started like shaking in the midair, and I was like, like
I can't even like なんかそういうのを見てもなんだろう。
面白くないっていうのあるよね。
No, like if it feels painful for me. Like, no, physically like mentally painful. I don't know. なんか I can't be watching it.
あれは多分あれだよね。なんか中学校高校生の男子の悪ノリが amplify with the money and power.
まあジャッカスってそういうコンセプトでしょ。
そう。だから it's definitely not for everyone. And then I'm like, I'm not necessarily like a fan of it, but I was just impressed. Like Jackass, the only one that reminded me of Japanese crazy variety show, whether I liked it or not. There's some kind of nostalgia that I was like, oh, because I felt like the people in America had like a more of a like consciousness was like, oh, that's offensive and that's not offensive, you know. And then Japan was like really out of control in the 80s and like the 90s. Like even me watching growing up, I was like, it's I don't know. Like I feel like this is too much, you know. 子供ながらに思ってたから多分そうだったと思うんだけど。So when I watched the Jackass, like because I was already like out of the Japan and then watching it was like, oh, like it feels like home, you know. 懐かしいって。I didn't necessarily like actually never go see the movie, but I thought it was cool that like they were so proud talk about being on the Pride Parade.
Yeah, no, that's definitely cool. I mean, like any allies is very good, but I remember trying to watch it, and maybe I just wasn't cool enough. I don't know.
No, it's not about cool. It's about like what you think is funny and not. Like 人を選ぶプラットフォームだから絶対にあれはみんなが好きなやつではないじゃん絶対に。
Japanese TV. But I think like it's also like so the イメージ、アメリカ人は日本に対してのイメージは、多分真逆だと思う。Like they think everybody's very demure and
そうだね。They better see the 80s and 90s variety show. They were unhinged.
なんか AV 以外だったらもうみんな、なんだろう。そういう、like, of course they know, like, they have the Japanese game show. なんかアメリカでもやってたよね。I survived the Japanese game show. で、they have that image.
風雲竹市場もこっちで、they dubbed in English and they were doing like a Taco Bell slow-mo. Like, remember that thing? ビートたけしがやってて、like it's like a ultra race or something. Yeah, I don't remember the title of it in English, but yeah, so I know like Japan holds like a certain image in here, whether they think they're like super conservative, but when it comes to hentai area, Japan got it down, you know?
Yeah, they think that it feels like the image is that it's only hentai or like very specific TV shows, but its TV show is like, and I think like what they, I don't know. なんか今だって the variety shows are very, very conservative, I feel like, in Japan. They're not doing crazy stuff. Like they're doing like funny stuff they wouldn't do in American TV shows, but it doesn't feel that crazy to me.
No, it depends because I watch tons of Japanese variety show every week. So there's a levels to it. There's a one that is like going on the golden time, like a prime time show. They're more like modified, but if you go to the wee hour kind of variety show, they still do some wild stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I stopped watching like 3年間ぐらい見てたかな。
何を
I mean, I was watching lots of stuff, but
like ゴッドタンとかはゴッドタンっていうのがあるんだけど I think it was like on Saturday night, but and not every week, but like some of the week were like, oh shit, they're still doing this, you know? So it really depends on the variety show itself.
I think that the shows I was watching was like London Hearts とか、からくりテレビとか。
そうだね。London Hearts は I like it now. I didn't really like it in the early 2000s because it was just like way too dramatic. Like I thought the bunch of pranks that they do on comedians, and they even do the prank for like, I know it's like a yarase and like it was set up anyway, but for like, you know, like a very bitchy girl or like a kind of like womanizer dude, they're kind of like a prank on them to like 痛い目見させるみたいな. But I was like, I don't know. I just want to laugh. Like, and not to laugh at someone's misery, even though it was set up or not. I just like, it's just not like a feel-good variety, you know? So I know London Hearts also for like in the early 2000s, it was always the number one show that PTA の人が選ぶ子供に見せたくないテレビ番組ランク毎回1位だったの、あの番組は。But then now they do like comedians 運動会とかさ、あとなんか、どの芸人が一番おしゃれか、それぞれ秋のファッションのテーマとか、春のファッションのテーマとかで私服を持ち寄って、そこで、まあその一般人の人が評価して、それでランキング形式にするみたいな。It's still like something wrong about it, the idea itself, but it's like very modified. Back then was like, damn, you know, it was definitely, that's when the Japanese people unhingedness when it comes to variety TV program was like blooming. But yeah, I was not a fan. Yeah.
I think I stopped. So the biggest reason why I stopped watching Japanese TV is because there's always a scene, at least なんかゴールデンタイムとかだと、もう絶対に食べる場面がある。何かを食べる場面。何かを食べて、それを美味しいって絶対言うのは、もう飽きすぎて。
そうか。
そう。で、もう、even if like the TV is on, once they get to the eating scene, I'll just like leave the room.
You just like leave? Damn!
超興味がないし、もう、まずって、ね、たまにまずって言えば、見たいかもしれない。
確かに。
全部美味しいっていうわけがないじゃん。
千鳥っていうお笑いの人たちわかる？
わかんない。
there's just like a studio. They have a bunch of shows that they're the main. 一人がボケで大悟っていう人で坊主で、一人がノブっていう人で、大悟は最近、是枝監督っていうすごい、もうカンヌ映画祭の常連みたいな監督の最新作に綾瀬はるかと主役でやってて、最近カンヌ映画祭に行ってレッドカーペット歩いて、それでもまた話題になったんだけど、they're from岡山県で、岡山の独特の関西弁とはまたちょっと違う癖のある喋り方で、こうガッて人気が出て、今いろんなバラエティやってるんだけど、now they're like kind of likeちょっと大物 MC みたいな感じだから、別にその人たちはロケに行ったりしないんだけど、昔ロケに行ってた頃は、あの人たちは超素直で、例えば、like when they were assigned to go to this like fancy restaurant, like normal, like a typical reaction of like a celebrity eating was like, oh my God, this is so amazing, blah, blah, blah. And they go on for like a 食レポ行くじゃん。They're like, 食べて、わからんって。They're like, I don't get it. Because it was like too fancy for them because they always grown up eating 大衆食堂みたいなさ、わかりやすい町中華とか、牛丼とかで育ってきたから、they don't understand a fancy food, and they're the only comedian, as far as I can remember, when they eat the food that it was too complicated or too fancy for them to understand, it's like, わからん, and they went on to make a joke about it. So I feel like that's why they're like, now they're 人気者 because when they know when to like pull back a little to just to make those like restaurant establishments to like feel good and like, you know, get them flowers, they would. But when they feel like I don't get this, they would just like go on with that. And that was like so refreshing. Like they're the only people that I can think of that they can say it. But you know, like any restaurant that come on the TV show already has a deal. So like it's like unspoken contract. They can't talk shit about the food unless they tell them, no matter how you're going to get like view time on the TV show, whoever that's eating the food is going to give you an honest opinion. If you're cool with that, like if somebody might gonna shit talk on your food, and if you're okay to risk that, you'll be fine. But you know, nobody wants to present your business like that. So
no, of course they're gonna say it's good, but I don't understand why every type of show has to have a scene where they're eating something. Like some shows, they don't need to eat it.
You think, right? I think so too. But it apparently 視聴率がいいんだって。食べ物あるやつは絶対。食べ物と赤ちゃんと動物のやつは絶対視聴率がいいんだって。
They're not getting me on like watching it. That's one less person. So the other one is like テレビを見てる人を見るのに興味がない。I can just watch the show myself. They always have to have people.
Wipeね? Like are you talking about the wipe? That one little screen that like when they're showing the different footage, like there's a little screen in the corner, like people reacting.
Well, of course, people reacting, and then they'll go back to the studio. But like, then, so if I'm gonna watch a documentary, I just need the documentary. I don't need to watch people watching the documentary and then tell me what they think of the documentary. で、大体なんか全部大体そうなんだろう、like 相乗りとかさ。You can't just watch 相乗り. You have to watch people watching.
Yeah, commenting on it. Yeah.
And I think don't need that as well. So
you know what's so funny is that I have American friends that love Japanese reality show because of commentary, because we don't have that in US. So for people who did not grow up watching that, it's refreshing.
I mean, I didn't grow up watching it.
Yeah, but like you've been here, yeah, you've been here for a long time. でも3年は見たでしょ。
でもういい。だいたいね、賢いのコメントがないからっていうのもある。Like it's all scripted and it's all like very generic. Okay, maybe not all, but ほとんどはそう。So if there's like more insight, maybe it'd be interesting. But なんかまあ大体多分3年で大体もう言えるコメントは全部。
そうだね。You probably like watched all the things that used out comment.
So then they're just recycling the same comments over and over. 大体ね、ほとんどの。
私も相乗りぐらいかな、ちゃんと見た。 恋愛リアリティショーって。相乗り覚えてる？ Were you in already Japan when 相乗り was a thing?
Yeah, of course, of course. But the most recent one I watched actually, and the reason I watched it is because so they started putting it on Netflix, I think.
あ、テラスハウス？
ね、テラスハウスはもうつまんなくて見れなかった。本当に。
テラス見たことないんだよ、私も。でもすごい
I was
アメリカ人の友達に勧められた、私。見て
I
ないん
mean,
だったら見た方
okay,
がいいって。
Americans are gonna watch anything Japanese and say that they like it. Like
I
they have
don't
this
know.
whole social media movement about how Japan is heaven, and everything Japanese and everything like every Japanese word is an ancient like ritual, like way of thinking. Like Japan has the practice of swimming, and that means getting enough rest every single day. And like,
Wait,
もう
no.
本当にツイッターでも
They're not
they're
glorifying
posting this.
swimming. Are you fucking kidding me?
Every single Japanese word, they will find a way to glorify it on Twitter. I
No,
promise
what's
you. I will
you know
send you
what's
screenshots of these things.
please, I don't need it. But do you know what's glorified so much right now, word-wise, that I hear all the time? And I was like, I was saying that years ago, and then like you didn't pay attention, but now it's trending. Y'all like using that.
What's that?
生きがい。めっちゃ言う。で
Yes,
も、
that
生
is
きが
one
い
of
自
them.
体は、生きがい自体はいい言葉じゃん。わかるよ。
Yeah, of
And it's
course.
like
There's lots of
so
things
much
like that, but
so much more meaning to it than just saying like a purpose in English. Because purpose just mean like it could be anything. But 生きがいはさ、like a reason for living, like the purpose of living. Because 生きって言ってるから、there's like a different layers to that. So I get it, but people been talking about purpose for years in here. And I was like, when y'all talking about purpose, what are you talking about? And they're basically talking about the concept of ikigai. I remember specifically saying like since like 10 years ago, there's a exact word that describe it in Japanese called ikigai, and they're like, oh, whatever. But now people be saying left to right, and I was like, hey, come on. But 睡眠もなんだ。
no, of
Wait,
course,
okay.
swimming is an exaggeration, but there are a lot of words that are like swimming that are just like typical normal words.
なんだろう、
I
あの
promise
さ、
you.
because like 10 years ago, 金継ぎとかすっごいさ、that word itself went viral. And then people in here found such beauty, the cultural idea of a kintsugi, because it was like correct, something that damaged, right? And then Japanese people like put it together using the gold. So they're saying like all the scar that you've had in your like life, it's not a damage. Like you could always like put the gold in it, you know, like it's like, you know, silver lining to your scar and then pain and things like that. And I was like, oh.
Have you ever done kintsugi in your life?
I didn't, and I know what the kintsugi was, but I never took it like that to the deep level. And I was like, really? Like, who's trying to say that?
And also it's presented by these people as like something that everyone in Japan does. And I don't know anyone personally who's ever done kintsugi. At least they've never showed me that they do.
I think when I learned about it here, where they were explaining, they were talking about it is the art form. Like it didn't mention it in a way that like everybody would do it, but なんかすごい深いとこまで意味掘り下げてるなっていう印象はあったかも。Whether it's like true or not, but I was like, oh, but I did like I feel like kintsugi was also like another glorified Japanese that I was like なんかさ、ナマステっていう言葉もさ、アメリカだとどんどんなんか本当はマジでハローだけなのに、いろんな意味に取られてるっていうのが、じゃあそれで言ったら、金継ぎのなんか捉われ方もそれに近いのかなっていうのがあったり、あと、わびとかさ、サビとかわびサビとか、I feel like it's definitely glorifying. I appreciate the people appreciating the word, but some of the word that I feel like it's reaching. 何があんの他にごめん、知りたくなってきた。I said I don't need a screenshot, but now I'm curious.
I have to find it because it just pops up, right? So I haven't like seen it in.
そうだね。It was like on the spot.
I might have muted some of them to be.
I don't blame you for that. You'd be like, oh my god, come on now.
Okay, I'll find it when I find it. I'll bring it up. But So, but all I mean is that, like, sometimes people are going to just like a show just because it's Japanese, even if they wouldn't watch the same thing in English. Just like, well, I don't know. I have some people, but I don't remember what my point. Oh, but so the reason why I watched Ainori after it came to, I think Ainori came to Netflix. Like,
あ、そうなんだ。
yeah, one time it came to Netflix. They did a new
へえ。
like season.
うんう
で、
んうん
結構最
うん。
近だった。まあ、コロナ前だったけど、
へえ、そう
the
なんだ。
reason that I watched it is because it was the first show that Becky was hosting after the scandal.
え、相乗りってその時もあったの？
So
Oh, I thought they got
so
canceled a long
no,
time
well,
ago.
that's what I'm saying. They revived it for Netflix. I think it's Netflix.
Oh, they
Netflix or
revived for Netflix.
maybe Hulu or maybe I don't know which for one of the streaming
そうなん
sites.
だ。
And it was the first time that they let Becky host something after she was like a
ス
不
キャンダルね。
倫相手のそういうスキャンダルがあって、and I was
セクハラ
so
のね。
angry that they canceled her.
う
that
ん。
when they let
Not
her
him,
host
yeah.
again, yeah,
うん
exactly.
うん
そういう
うん。
ことなんかもう
うん。
ベッキーが
Double
悪いと
standard.
か、ベッキー
確かに。
No, okay, I personally, I know like なんか法律的にその不倫相手に慰謝料とか請求できるのは知ってるけど、
うん。
I am always, I am never ever going to blame the 不倫相手, and I think, God, if I can't really put my words together. Okay, I think it is really ridiculous to blame 不倫相手 and not the 不倫してた人 all the
そうだ
time
ね。Yeah,
because
you
like
started it. Yeah.
first, well, you started it, but have you ever like seen a relationship like that? Generally 不倫してる人は基本的にその不倫相手にいっぱい嘘をついて、もうどっちにも嘘をついてる。まあ、
そうか、そうね。
離婚しそうだしって、もう最近も何ヶ月も話してないしとか、
確かに。
いろんな
一番
嘘を
の悪
つい
役だもん
て、
ね。
そうそうそう、いろんな
On both
嘘をつい
sides.
て、Yes.
Yeah.
で、不倫相手に、まあ、もうすぐこっちと別れるからって、で、思わせることがすごく多いの。
確かに。
So I do not understand blaming the 不倫相手 ever. Like,
確かに。
unless she's stalking the actual wife, then maybe I understand. But で、その時まで、like, or even now, like, 基本的に、その女性が悪者になるの。
そう、それ
不倫
はそう。
してても、不倫相手でも、大体女性が悪者になることが多くて、and it made me so angry. And I like Becky, personally. When I worked with Becky, like, なんだっけ、先付け、先駆け番付音楽先駆け番付 I can't remember the name of the show.
見たことないかわかんない。でもそんな感じだ。
There was a show I was on, like, as a, like, just gaijin background, basically.
へえ。
And they always have, like, a artist come on as a guest. And we have
音
stood
楽の番
behind and,
組だ
like,
ったのね。
yeah. I can't remember the name of it. 先駆けなんとか。先駆け。
わかった。先駆けなのはわかったよ。
That's all I remember, 先駆け。And so they have some kind of musical artist. And なんかその中で、もう外国人に向けて、なんか向いて、もう本当にここにいる人間だって、like, the only person who recognized that and actually, like, looked at us was Becky. None of the other guests ever, like, even looked at us.
They didn't
like,
even recognize you guys?
Yeah, like, they didn't care that we're there, and they didn't, like,
That's
も
odd.
うこの人たちはみんな日本語でわかんないだろうし、みたいな扱い方。So the only person that would, like, talk as if she's talking to us too, and なんかその日本語わかるだろうなって認めてくれたのはベッキーだけだったから、I had, like, lots of, I don't know, like, sometimes people talk shit about her, but personally, my experience was very good with her.
Yeah.
So once she was canceled, I was like, oh, hell no.
I think he should also be canceled, but I don't remember him being canceled at all. Like,
No.
but that's like a thing in Japan. I feel like it's not just a little bit dark and sad story. So I'm gonna get out of it really soon. Like trying to like articulate it in the shortest time as possible. But like, 虐待死の事件とかあるときに、it's always a single mother. And it happened to be in a situation where she was like, boyfriend と同棲してるとかで、they all blaming the single mother, but I was like, well, where's the dad though? Where is the baby daddy? And where were everyone else that like already saw the sign? How come nobody like approached it in a sense to like protect child, but also this mother? Because like clearly this mother was like not capable of any of it. And like she probably had no choice but to like keep the baby because like we don't know what baby daddy was doing like when she was pregnant with the baby. Like I feel like the whole part was like always taken out, and then everyone was just like so ready to attack the mother. And then I always thought that it was so weird. Like I know Shinken toka, it's very different in Japan, but I always thought that it was like so wrong that like whenever there's like a sad news that I hear about child being like dead for like neglecting and abuse and everything, and then it was like always like a single mother situation, my first question would always was like, what happened to the baby daddy? Was he not in the picture? Like what happened like before this lady have to like have baby? That means it's like she had no support system whatsoever. Probably she also was like passed down trauma family tree where, you know, her mother was like probably in the same similar situation. She had no choice but to like kind of like follow her footsteps because that was the only way that she knew to like live and survive. Like people don't talk about deep down to like what had happened to this woman, ended up her life with their child like this way. Like it's like yeah, I don't like it. I feel like they're putting way too much responsibility just like one single woman, and I'm not saying like that person should be justified, but I feel like you can just like paint one story in like one color, you know?
Yeah, so one of the really famous cases, the father actually was in the picture, but the problem is that it's really hard for fathers to get visitation and
Yeah.
get it enforced. So he
Yeah,
was
I
in the
remember you
picture,
telling me.
and the mother like got the new boyfriend, and they won't let the old father, like the biological father, see the child anymore. で、結構施設にも入ったりしてたけど、預かったりしてたけど、when they move prefectures, then all of the history like disappears.
Oh, wiped out. I
Yeah.
see.
So when
That's
Tokyo
awful.
tried to make a visit, they just don't let them in.
うん
And then なんかもう本当にI'll say this out loud. The police are just completely useless here.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. They can't and they won't. Even if they can,
Yeah.
they're very lazy in my
Yeah.
opinion, in my
Yeah.
experience. So
うん。
there's a lot of cases where the father just like, you know, pisses off, but in some cases the mother actually has kept the father, or the new boyfriend has
That
kept
away.
the biological father away.
Yeah.
And what can they do? Unless they commit a crime, there's no way for them to get the child back too. So なんかいろいろ超難しい. But yeah, it's very
But you know,
obvious
like
the woman is going to be canceled.
I think that's wrong, especially the like mother that was like, oh, the like this one, like a 19-year-old mother didn't even know she was pregnant, and they gave a birth to a baby and didn't know what to do, and then she just like let the baby like die. Like that is not just her fault. I feel like I fail as a society that nobody had like set up a system. Like if she knew there's like some kind of place that she can call like, hey, I just gave a baby, I didn't know I was pregnant, you know, like she didn't even know, things like that. The system was just like not built in a way that it should be, but that could set the same thing in
そ
here.
れってなんだろう。だって、like all the cities have a lot of stuff established for
Yeah.
single mothers and for
Yeah.
new mothers and for pregnant women. Like
Yeah.
母子手帳とかもらえるし、
そうそうそう。
そ
I
れ
don't
全
think a
部無
lot of
料で
people
も
know
らえる
that.
から。
I don't think a lot of people know that, and that's really sad. So this is like where I feel like 保健体育の授業とかあるじゃん、学校って。I feel like that そういう教科が should have like a platform to like teach kids like things like that. Like just so you know, there's this like type of like organization in the world. in case like you run into the situation, not just for yourself, but also like someone that you know. Like just know that, because like that's practical. What like only thing I remember 保健体育で学んだことって how to have a safe sex. And then we also watched the birth video. That's it. That's all I remember. And to like
それも驚くね、結構。My image also when I was like in college, その safe sex は、ほとんどの人は気にしてない。それを本当に勉強したことは驚いちゃう。
あ、そうなんだ。
In
That's
Japan,
crazy.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it was very different from what I remember growing up. Like everything in America is like you have to have a condom, you have to have a condom. で、日本は結構それなまってる人が。
そうだね。マジでなまってると思う。怠けてる、怠けてる。怠けてるよ、本当に。I would also say from like personal experience, but like, yeah, that's why they need it to talk about 保健体育のクラスで。でも、なんかそういうことだと思う。I feel like some of the subjects, like, don't you ever wish that, like, at least you're like in high school? I think high school, you're at least like a little bit old enough to understand like how like a tax works. Like, can you imagine like they would at least like tell you the basic rules of like taxing, how to file taxes, like how it's your responsibility to file tax? Because like when I was like out in the world making money, I was like, oh, I have to do it? You know, like, but the government is going to check on my taxes. Why can't they fucking like check it for me? You know, like, oh, I have to do it. And if I ever like made a little teeny tiny mistake, I'm punished for that? Like, why didn't anybody
高
like
校で勉
tell
強
me?
したけどね、それ。
そう、それないんだよ、日本は。
でも日
だからやって
本は
くれ
基本的に
たらいいって思う
会社
けど。
がやってくれるの。
あ、そうなの？
そう。だから自営業じゃなければ、それかなんか
ああ、なるほど。
収入がいろんなところから来てると、なんかやんないといけないんだけど、正社員とかは会社がやってくれるし、あとアルバイト1箇所だけだったら会社がやってくれるから、
アル
you
バ
don't
イトも
really
なの？
yeah, you don't have to do anything in Japan really.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like I have to do it because I'm considered 自営業, but
うんうんうん。
if you work for a company, you don't have to do anything. なんか今そのふるさと納税もone stop の使えば you just have to fill out that one form and then that's it. You don't have to do like a tax return. So 確定申告はなんか特別な状況である人だけが書かないといけない。Or if you have like real estate income とか、でも不動産の収入があれば基本的に税理士があるし、それ分かってるから、それまた別の問題だと思う。18歳とか基本的にそれは気にしなくてもいいから。不動産の収入がないから。
そうだね。
But yeah, if you're just working at a company, the company just does your tax return for you and they give you your 還付とかもくれる。
へえ、あ、そっか、まあ、あれもあるもんね。領収書とかあるもんね。
領収書は、you don't have to have like 領収書 unless you're 自営業。
No, I just think that like a system of 領収書 is also like a very specific thing.
いや、基本的に領収書は会社に出すか、自営業だったら自分でなんか集めて取っとく。どこにも出さないけど、取っとく7年間とか。
That's crazy. That's crazy that they don't have to do that themselves. It's insane. But I do think that even in here, I wish that school has like a little bit of a time to like give kids a heads up, like, because you know, a lot of kids that were in like unfortunate circumstances don't know that they're in unfortunate circumstances because them in the family environment dynamic, that's the only environment that they know. So like it takes them a while that like, oh wait, like my family like dynamic is like so weird. Like I can tell that it's like not normal compared to other people. And then they don't know anyone else to like talk to. So I really did wish that school had like a bit of a system to at least like plant the seed in that sense that like, hey, there's this and this. だってさ、日本って道徳の授業あるのに、道徳の授業があるなら I feel like they could afford that extension of it, you know? But
道徳は何年生まであるんだろう ?1 年生とかあるけど、なんか小学校の低学年はあるけど、そんな長く。
In my school, we had it the entire elementary school. で、like there's no more of that in junior high because,高校受験とか出てくるから、それどころじゃないみたいなのあったかもしれないけど、maybe there's a curriculum that they're trying to like at least cover the basics of like a 道徳 in the 6年間の小学校でやろうとしてたのかなと思うけど、but I'm talking about this is like over 30 years ago educational system, so I
It looks
don't
like
know.
now they have 道徳 until like 中3 but そんな多分毎週ではないと思う。
学習とかそんなんかな。
like they have it, yeah, or once a month or something. なんかすごい英語に時間をかけてるから。Now they have English like 5 days a week in 中学生でも。で、小3から始まってるか。
らしいね。
Yeah, but I hate English classes. なんか小学校は、So the problem for me is that my child speaks English natively.
そうだね。
And the teachers, なんか小学校の先生は、they cannot speak English. So if my child has an English teacher, if I'm going to meet with that teacher, if the teacher is going to be なんかうちの子供の英語を評価する先生だったら、少なくても私と会話できることが最低限だと思う。
Yeah, I mean, you're native, yeah.
They should at least be able to have a conversation. If they can't have a conversation with me, then my child has better English than them.
For sure.
So they have no なんかもう私の子供を評価する権利がない。と思ってるから。So when I went to
the
なんか小5の先生は、なんかうちの子供にすごいおかしい英語情報とか与えてたし、
Like
and like
what?
in front of everybody, she would like tell my child she's wrong in front of everybody. まあこの先生はすっごいダメな人だったの。小5、6年生の先生。
Like what does she tell your daughter wrong about? Like the
so like, no, one thing they said, okay, how do you say hiking in Japanese? And my child says hiking because that's what they said on their like 移動教室でハイキングっていう普通に使ったし、日本語で。And they said that was 罰 because it should be 倒産。Like, and like
でも最近はハイキングって言うじゃんね、そっちもね。
いや、学校で言ってたから、それを答える前に。That class used hiking on their like 移動教室。And another one they said like, what is your treasure? And so my kid said money. Like, okay, you have those are your values. You want money, that's your treasure, right?
Yeah.
And then the teacher's like, you can't say money for a treasure. It has to be like 日本語でね。トレジャーってなんか家族とかそういうのを言わないといけないって。Okay, now you're trying to like
英語関係なくないそれは。That's your freaking idea and like sense of value. Like 価値観の違いじゃん。
Like if my kid wants to have superficial treasures, that's fine. That's her prerogative. Like some people get very happy
like
with money.
That teacher is like jealous of your daughter and trying to squash her. I don't know, but
yeah. So I went to the teacher. We had like なんかなんだ三者面談じゃなくて but it was just the two of us, me and the teacher, and I was like, okay, we're gonna speak English if you are going to evaluate my kid's English. And she's like, yeah. 英語でそういうのできないからって。そんな she didn't have that English level because she's just like 担任先生. She's not an English teacher. And I said, okay, じゃあそしたらもう私の子供を評価する能力も権利もないから、I took my kid out of the English class. もう英語がある日は迎えに行ってた。早迎えに。
でもいいかもそれの方が。I think she was just such an egoistic teacher. She couldn't stand at the fact that there's just like a kid in the class that like obviously good at English. And then like she's so insecure that she felt like her authority was like threatened. So she was just like going at her. Like otherwise her action, like I'm not even justifying, but like it wouldn't make sense why she was acting like that. Like she was definitely threatened.
Yeah, so
and then like just insecure about the lack of her like knowledge and education about the English area. Like she knew she sucked, you know?
Yeah, I mean for sure, but that teacher didn't only do that for English. なんか忘れ物すごい古いやり方もしたりしてて。
Oh shit.
So like if somebody forgot something, she made them stand up at the beginning of class and announce to everybody what they forgot and why. And then she will say like "iyami" to those kids too, like 今日で何回目ってなんかそういう言い方もしたりしてた5年生に。These are little kids. I don't care. Like で that was for 5th and 6th graders. Like 不登校になった子は多分3人ぐらいだったの。その先生の下で。
すごい数じゃん。
And then she moved to 1年生 after that. で、1年生で不登校になったそこでなんか4、5人。
1年生で
Do you know like how traumatic and like how sorry I feel for those children? Because like 1年生の日本の1年生はみんなも超可愛くてすっごいなんかもうワクワクして学校行ってるの。
そうだね。
で、1年生はすっごく楽しいの。小学校1年生、2年生って。They're having so much fun at school and they're making so many friends, you know, like 100人友達できるかな。
Yeah, my second nephew is just like that. He's really enjoying. He's in second grade. He's enjoying so much right now. He was so excited on the first day of school, so I know. Like they're just the innocent kids that were so stoked about becoming a 小学生。なんか1年生ってさ、ね、like all the kids, そうそうそう、they're 憧れてるじゃん、みんな。だから、it's like kind of like they're living in their dream. Like I could feel that it's not about discipline. Like I don't understand. That wow, that teacher is so bad.
Yeah, that was a terrible teacher. で、その次の年もいなくなってたけど、I like regret. I wanted to take her out of the class in 5th grade. で、6年生にまたその先生になるって発表されたらもう家族全員で泣くと思ってた。
You were gonna protest.
I really wish I did. それ、I did take her out of the English class. で、そのうち不登校にもなったし、一時期。なんか5年生の途中
Wow, that's awful. The negative impact she had.
She was really, really a terrible person, I think. And で、
ひどいね。本当ひどいね。
But I went to my kids' English class last week, and I listened to the lesson. No, I'm not gonna like tell you the whole story that I told you.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, no, that's it behind the scene. Yeah,
but the lesson that they were having in that class, they had to read a selection, and it's the jar model. Have you heard the jar model? 多分ね、なんかさやかも高校生の時には使ってたかもしれない。わかんない。KY 君は使ってた。
教材みたいなやつ?
Yeah, so like you have a jar, and the jar represents like your life.
Yeah, それは I think it was too progressive for my inaka school. I don't think we had that because we were too inaka. That sounds very fancy education. But okay, go on.
So the jar is it's a like text about a professor. で、その教授がなんか授業に、はい、この瓶はあなたの人生ですって。で、自分の大事なものでその瓶をいっぱいにするって。で、最初はyou start with stones って、まあ石。
はいはい。
And those are your family, your health で、お金で買えないものとかって。And then like next is gonna be pebbles. The pebbles is like your work, your car, your house とか。
Okay.
So these are the things that like you like need, but you can still live if it's not like amazing, right? So で、最後は砂 and the suna is like I don't know, like your hobbies and money or whatever, なんか the trivial things. そんなに大事ではないものだけど、みんな結構その大事ではないものに時間をかけすぎることがあるみたいな。That was a good sentence. Like the sand things are not very important, but people spend too much time on them. So.
I see. Okay.
So I'm watching this and I'm thinking about like how strict the teachers are in English about grammar in Japan. もう文法とかすごく厳しく言うじゃん。
そう。
で、一番最近にlike the thing that I thought the teachers were really stupid for is they had like a conversation. You're supposed to be なんか質問答えられるかどうかみたいな。But the question is if you can use English in the answer, right? The question was なんか質問を全部事前に 用意して、で、答えも用意して、それを練習してで会話するって、その後なんかサプライズのクエスチョンが来るから、それも答えないといけない。
それは unscripted のや
Yeah,
つ。
unscripted.
Okay.
Yeah, so my kid said, okay, it was, what did you do last weekend?
Okay.
So my kid says, I played badminton.
Mm.
And then the teacher says, when did you play badminton? And my kid says, I said already last weekend.
Right.
Did you want to know the date? And the teacher says, yes, the date. And then the kid says, I don't remember the date. It was last weekend. Like, I don't remember the exact date. And the teacher said, was it Saturday or Sunday? And then my kid's like, oh, day, not date. Saturday.
I knew it. I knew that's what the teacher meant.
Okay, but that's day, not date.
No. But I know like the teacher was already misunderstanding it. Like I could tell.
Yeah, the teacher, exactly. So the teacher is incompetent. The teacher marked my kid off. -2 点。答えられなかった。Surprise question は答えられなかったからって。That they had like a normal conversation and clarifying communication. Like to mark someone down for that.
If anything, she should have gotten like a +5
extra points, right? So I was thinking about, I was watching that same teacher teach this lesson about like the important things in life. And I'm like, why do they not realize that this is a perfect metaphor for learning language? So the jar is like your second language, right?
Yeah.
この瓶はあなたの英語の能力って。So the important things are the big rocks. So that's going to be like, okay, vocabulary, communication, attitude, right? The pebbles are going to be like, I mean, the pebbles are going to be like more vocabulary. So the stones are like, I don't know, let's say you, me, like there's certain core vocabulary as the stones. That's what you need to learn first. And then like, but the most important is to have communication and attitude to also understand and listen.
Yeah.
And then the pebbles are going to be like more vocabulary. So you fill it up with more vocabulary and maybe some grammar, basic grammar and stuff like that. The sand is all of that もうなんか高レベルの文法とかはその砂。And the people spend too much time on this.
They do. And let me tell you, I don't know if I ever told you that, but like none of the shit that I learned in school as far as English wise came in handy.
Yeah, you said that.
Ever.
1回目のスケバンインターナショナルでそういう話した。
Like it literally helped zero. And if anything, it's really delay my learning speed of an English, because the obsession of the Japanese education system has when it comes to English is like you have to speak perfect grammar, really ingrained my brain. So most of the time I couldn't even talk because I was like, oh, I have to speak perfect grammar. So I only speak English that I was like 100% confident in, which is like this little. Then later I was like, oh, even if I speak it like incomplete English, that would actually like it helps me to like learn more, and that actually like helps me to like have more communication with people. Nobody freaking care about the grammars and things. In fact, no one in America also speak perfect grammar anyway.
Most Americans don't know the correct
Everyone's speaking wrong English, but we do understand what we're talking about. And if anything, we would always talk about the slang, you know. What like grammar means shit. Like it means shit. Like yeah, like the basic is like of course makes sense, but like you
have to know if you're eating a hamburger or the hamburger's eating you.
Exactly. Right? That's really it.
But once you have that basic taken care of, then you're going. The best way is to make mistakes. Like the Japanese school system doesn't like facilitate allowing you to make mistakes.
No, because if anything, like they would teach you it's embarrassing when you make a mistake. So you better not make a mistake.
Yeah. That I was wondering why it just like went completely over these teachers' heads that this jar
ironic.
It can be a metaphor for so many things, right? Your life, but also your language learning. And I thought they should adapt it to that. なんかもう一人で笑ってた授業の中で。
そうだね。 Like the irony that's on them.
Exactly. And I think that I should use this jar model for like lots of things in life.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna use it in mahjong too.
So first important thing is, did you say it's like a piece of paper? That like that thing that like a family is and things like that?
Oh, big rock. Ishi.
They're all like rocks that it's in like, because you said rock, sand. Isn't there like a third item?
Rock, pebble, sand. Pebble like jari.
Oh, so pebble comes first and then rock and then sand?
The big rock is the most important. So you gotta put them in first so that they can fit in, right? Because 先に砂利を入れたら、その後に大きな石入れようとしたら入んない。
そうか、そうか、そうだね。
So you have to start with the big rocks. So that's like your family, your health.
Yeah, what do you value the most?
Pets, maybe, like things like that. It can be it can be money if you want. If that's important to you, it can be money. That's fine.
I get that. That's like a different, dependent on like what each person thinks is like a value. Yeah.
So then next is pebbles. Pebbles would be like your job and
this hand would like fulfill all the empty spaces that is like not necessary. I see. そんな fancy な metaphor はやんなかったよ、うちの学校では。
I like it. I think it's a good thing to use in class. I thought it's a very good lesson.
そうだね。
But I wish they were like using it more. なんか英語を勉強するためじゃなくて、英語を使ってそれをいろんななんかものとかに適用できるっていうことを英語経由で勉強してほしかったな。
そうだね。それが一番、それが一番効果的だよね。Overall, they would understand it to a deeper level. Yeah.
So if I were the teacher, I'd be like, how can we apply this to other things in your life? Not just your life as a whole, but on a smaller scale. So you have the smaller jar. でこれは、let's say this is English study とかって言って。Or if you have a sport, if you're like, maybe the sport is most important. I see.
So to us, it's like the jar metaphor and theory, being perfect on grammar is not big rock. That can be pebbles or like sand. Like that's secondary. Definitely not the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like some grammar is a stones.
そうね。
And then some
でも最低限だよね。
Yeah, it's like eat hamburger. SVO is a stone. So we all have to know SVO, right? The Japanese is SOV. それ最低限. That's a big stone. And does everybody like watching know what SOV means? So we have the subject, object, verb, and then that's Japanese order, and English order is generally subject.
そうだね。そこは違うもんね、全然ね。That's basis of the basic. But after that, you don't have to like really strict about the connecting word, like is, has, da da da. Like if you're just saying that, like in that order, just saying the word, people would understand what you're talking about. So
yeah, even in Japanese, if I say like 私食べるハンバーグ, then you're gonna understand what I'm trying to say. So those are the big stones, and then you go the pebbles are like bigger vocabulary and a little bit more grammar.
And then like if you talk about grammar, even if in Japanese, like なんかさ、うちらが話してるときは、例えば casually talking about like, oh, what did you have for dinner yesterday? It would be like, 昨日何食べた? But that's grammatically wrong. You know, 昨日は何食べましたかじゃんかとか、昨日は何を食べたのとかさ、なんか there's a few words that is like has to be attached if you're talking about grammar. No one talks like that, you know? So same thing in English.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can't even carry on the basic conversation with you, again, grammar means shit, so get the hell out of here. Like I really wish that Japanese English system education thing like make some progress. Like
it's not always on the teachers either. It's generally the なんか受験制度が
そうだね。Yeah.
So if you want to actually be able to speak English, it has to be a separate subject, like なんか学校外とか。
でも受けるよね。それでそういう、例えばその今後よ、英語の教育のシステムが日本のやつが変わって、筆記とか以外に、 like not just like 英語科とか英語専門の受験だけじゃなくて、英語に関しては、そのネイティブスピーカーの人と、まあ、3分会話するみたいなさ、っていうのも受験のエレメントに入ってきて、それでさ、話す人がめっちゃ個性的な人だったら面白いよね。だからさ、if they had this like a Gen Z person as like a 試験官だったら、すっごいわかんないじゃん。Gen Z 語で話すから。like, oh shit, like no cap fam, you know? とかって言われたらさ、超わかんないじゃん。
てか、そういう会話だったら、if that was like actually the 条件って私は絶対に不合格。
そうだね。そうだよね。そうだったらちょっとウケるよね。うん。だから everybody has to like speak at least like a proper English, but can you imagine like having Gen Z or what is it, Gen X? Like the whatever the younger generation than like Gen Z, they are the 試験官. We all will be fucked. Nobody can pass it. Alpha だ。そうだそうだ。Yeah, we would never survive that conversation. Yeah.
To be honest, like there's a lot of things millennials say that I just だからもう早く日本に来たから I swear that Japan is a little bit later.
ああ、そっか。
Gen X はもうちょっと長かったと思う。
そうか、そうか。
I feel like the people my age 多分もう86年ぐらいまではもうアメリカの Gen X と同じぐらいな感じ。
そうか、そうか。
And even in America, it's like すごい微妙なところだけど、because when I came to Japan, like you can still smoke everywhere and all the kids are like off by
ファミレスとかもあったでしょ。
Yeah, family restaurant is open until like 24時間だった。
あ、もう違うの？
結構違うとこ多い。デニーズとかも24時間じゃないとこが多い。
Oh shit, I'm very more 浦島太郎 than I thought I was. Wow.
結構ね、なんかあれコロナで変わったとこが多いかな。
あ、そうか。なるほどね。
But even before that, a lot of them were closing at 2 a.m. or so. まあ、歌舞伎町とかは違うよ。
そうだね、あの辺はね。眠らない街だからね。そうか。私、思ったんだけど、多分、when it comes to like Y2K and like early 2000 and even 2010s, I feel like you know more 日本の流行り言葉、ジェンの方が知ってて、I feel like I might know more slang like post 2000 in English more than you do.
Definitely. Oh, you definitely do, for sure. I don't know if I know more because yeah, well, we can definitely do that kind of test, but I don't know if I actually know more because I was also not like そんな流行ってる子たちと遊んでるわけではないから。
私はduring the COVID time, I used to teach like a remote class, like Zoom class to seventh graders for なんかアートセラピーみたいな授業を教えてて、その時に。So then these kids would like speaking nothing but slang. So like it's not about ESL thing, right? It's more about like a slang, like a Gen Z slang as second language situation that I was like I really have to pay attention what they're saying. And then I was like, okay. And then I have to pretend that I'm like know what they're saying, or at least like trying to get closer to the zip code of like what their context was. So it was like めっちゃ脳みそ使ったよね。Every time I like after I teach the class, my brain was like freaking fried. I was like, oh my god, like that was almost like me speaking in third language.
Yeah, it's like that. なんかそれすごく楽しみにしてたの。なんかうちの長女がなんかそういう流行りの言葉を使うようになって、それなんか聞き取れるようになるのすごく楽しみにしてたけど、なんかうちで使わないんだよね。
あ、そうなんだ。恥ずかしいんじゃん、親に言うのは。
いや、なんか多分 KY はあまり好きじゃなくて。
ああ、なるほど。
なんか家で使わないでとか言ってる気がするけど、
そ
れを楽しみにしてたのに、全くなんか聞く機会がなくて、で、2人がそういう言葉とか使ったりしても、私はなんかすっごい細かく聞いてて、聞かないと教えてくれないから。
ああ、そうか。
今聞こうと思った。結構仲間外れが多いし。
そうか、I was gonna ask like, well, if you just like you and the girls, like maybe you can ask, because I want to know too. 知らないもん。そっちの女子中学生、女子高生がどういう言葉使ってるとか。
多分アメリカほどは激しくはないと思う。
あ、そうなんだ。
Yeah, because like so, like words are coming back or like you saw it, like yabai is like really just normal still. Yabai. Egui is pretty normal still. And then like, I don't know, because the only ones that they really like taught me was like sorena and kaeruka.
まだ言う
Kaeruka.
ま、
でも kaeruka is not
カエル化
really
現象
like
ね。
slang, but
あれさ、I know what that means, but なんでカエルなんだろうね。
I mean, it feels like it's maybe the opposite of like, like the prince, the prince that was a frog and you had to kiss him to become a prince, right?
あ、はいはい。
それの、わかんないけど、勝手に思ってるのは、なんかカエルに戻ったとか。
めっちゃクレバーじゃん。そこから語源来てたとしたら、すごい。
I have
Very
no idea.
intelligent slang. Oh, now I have to look into it. でも、カエル化現象っていう意味はもちろんだけど、その言葉が流行るまで知らなくて、でもさ、それ知った時に、わーっと思って、私さ、結婚するまで付き合った人、みんな、カエル化現象で私冷めてたんだと思って、知らなくて。So then learning the slang of a kaeru kagensho made me realize that like before the word existed, I was the girl that had the kaeru kagensho constantly with the person that I was dating at a time. One little thing, like just turned the hell me off. And then I was like, oh,
yeah,
the thing that I thought it was like a cute or like in love with you are like opposite now. And then I didn't know what it was. I thought there was something wrong with me. But now that it's a thing in a slang, I feel like I was validated.
Yeah, you are
知らなくて。でもそれさ、英語でもあったら便利じゃない。なんだろう、だから、you know, the あれなんだったっけ、うちらが言ってたの。通訳正義体だっけ？通訳正義体だっけ？ That we had a
Yeah, I know. I have to look up the name too.
So that we were trying to like come up with the English slang or Japanese slang. Like if you were to translate in a different language, what would it be? カエル化現象で多分近いのってなんだろうな。Shut me off immediately, like immediate turn off. That's.
I feel like there's something more specific, but I did see like, it gives you the ick. Somebody said it gives you the ick. The ick, you get the ick.
Gives me like an immediate cringe or something. Like, because cringe itself started having like an own meaning now. Like, it got like a little slang layer to it, I feel like.
Yeah, the ick, ICK. Somebody used ICK on
あれさ、
Twitter.
あれはちゃんとした言葉じゃなかったでしょ、前は。Is it a slang, complete slang, or is that the word that existed and now people like amplifying that word to stress their like the exact feeling as a slang?
I mean, it was always an expression, so you'd be like, ugh, ew, ick. Or like, we'd say something's icky. That was very normal. なんか子供の言葉でもよく icky って使うかな。It's like
でもなんか I feel like there's a little bit more of a like a layer that it's like.
Yeah, so it evolved into that. Yeah.
I feel like evolved. Yeah.
But because they said like they just said somebody of the opposite sex has something that gives you the ick. で、そういうのじゃなくて、もう付き合って、それがいいと思ったところが、
そう、いきなりガラッとね。
So it wasn't specific enough for me for the English description that they gave for it. At least not from my understanding. I thought it was a lot more specific. So
I feel like nuance is definitely off.
Yeah. So that's definitely one that we can try and remedy.
そうだね。カエル化現象。えぐい。えぐいも結構 such nuanced word, I feel like.
えぐいはすごく聞くようになったのは10年前かな。
あ、そうなんだ。
So, like, mostly it was like, やばい before that. Or
そう、やばいは私もわかるんだけど、えぐいは、I recently, and when I say recently, I'm talking about past few years, so like more than a past few years. But you know, when you're old, you're talking about like past 5 years as if like it happened like this like past few months. So that's what's going on. But like, えぐいはあまりにも too young slang for me to even speak up that I feel ick to myself. I can barely say it now. When I really feel like it, was like, oh, I know this word, But like even in English, like there are so Gen Alpha slang. It's too hard for me to like feel like I'm owning that word to say it. Like when I say it, I feel like people are like, oh, she doesn't even own this word, but she's saying it just to be cool. Like 使い慣れないっていうか。
いや、それ、そう、まあ、アメリカの方がそれをなんか突っ込まれたりするよね。
そうだね。I mean, like, there are way too many
in Japan,
crazy
nobody
slang.
cares.
Yeah.
I think in Japan, even if like older people use the younger people's words, nobody cares. They just think, oh, this person knows like young people. この人はなんか見た目あれだけど若いねっていうことの方が多いと思う。そんな突っ込んだりすることは。
Yeah.
Maybe because we like choose where to use words a lot more often.
So that over here, if you like speak the slang that is not like really belong to you, people would call you out real quick. It's like, go to bed, auntie, like somebody take the phone away from Unc, like they would roast you like that. So yeah, it's better not use it.
そんなにないかな。
これ、スラングとは違うんだけど、うちのおっかんがさ、ちょっと最近びっくりしたんだけど、うちらこの前、すっごい大喧嘩になったことがあって、これ前も話したかもしれないけど、because like, last time I was back in Japan, which was like a little over a year ago, she would always like, because my dad and like mom is like not tech savvy at all. So what they do is like, LINE グループ家族のがあって、で、孫の写真とか動画すっごい来るから、全部保存するじゃん、やっぱり。可愛いから孫が。So I always keep saying like, y'all, like if you're saving every single photos and video, your storage of like iPad and like phone is going to get maxed out. So like you better try to be selective like what you're going to save or have a little storage. Like you have to have like a cloud service. It's like, Google Drive or something. And then they didn't get that. So like there's a couple of times that like their storage get maxed out and they're like freak out. It's like, oh, like I can't use Line up. Oh, like なんか画面暗くなっちゃったとかそういうことすごいしょっちゅうあって。で、その時に if they go to like my brother straight first, it's great, but they will always come to me first. And you know how it is? 電話でそんな説明できないじゃん。そもそもさ、テクノロジーのいろはが分かってない人に電話で教えるのは絶対無理じゃん。So I would even like use the 動画通話も使って自分の iPad で自分のスマホを映してこうするんだよって言っても it taken forever to get it. So like last time I was in Japan, I made them a Google storage for them. And then パスワードもメールもこうだよって教えて書いてあげてで、自分のスマホ、絶対なくすと思って書いたやつ。だから自分でスマホに一応記録したの、念のために。そしたら、つい最近、その1年前にやったから、they got the email about like, hey, if you want to continue to have the storage, if so, like, you gotta have to like pay for like an Airi fee. So they were freaking out what to do. And I was like, y'all, like, I gave you this like heads up last year, So then, 更新の仕方を教えてたら、they were like, アカウント、うちの母親ね、アカウントわかんない、パスワードわかんないって書いたよって言って。で、これとこれだよって言ったら、ずっと Google だって言ってんのに、ずっと Apple のメールのこと言ってくんのね、iCloud の。だからもうその違いもわかんないの。Google、だから私が Google が例えば au だとして、ね。で、Apple が、au となんだっけ、ドコモだとしたら、違うじゃんって。Apple、au でドコモのメール使えない。それと同じことやってんだけど、何回言っても伝わらなくて。So then, she got so mad. I also got mad. And I got so frustrated at this point. だってこの会話さ、延々と電話で2時間ぐらいやってんのね。もうやってられないと思って私飲み始めて。そしたら、うちの母親が飲んでる時は私ロックで飲んでたからカランっていう氷の音が聞こえたの。そしたらさ、なんか急に she felt like she has something to like take advantage of me. She was like, あんたが酔っ払ってるから何言ってんのか分かんないって言ったの。I took 3 hours for this woman to just understand Google and like iCloud or different thing. And then I was like so mad and I hung up on her. And then I did not like answer to her call or like line for like 24 hours. And then first time in my life ever, she said, I'm sorry, I was wrong. You were also drunk. Like, she's so petty. You were also drunk. But I think I really like took advantage on you. It was not an attitude with someone trying to ask for help. I'm sorry. So I was like, man, like I really have to understand how much she doesn't know things, right? Then 先週ぐらいになんかチャッピーのちょっと流行った AI のプロンプトがあって、その話をこの前ねってなんか AI って言ったの絶対わかんないだろうと思って。だから AI になんかこういうのが流行ってるって言われたからやってみたんだ、面白かったよって言ったら、うちのおっかがさ、あんたもチャッピー使うんだ。はぁと思って。You don't know the difference between Google and Apple? Didn't even know how to like pay for the new Google storage? You didn't even know what the difference between account and a password? You knew Chappy?
Chappy makes all of it easier. That's why.
マジでこんなだった話してる。
But that's but now they can ask Chappy what the difference between Google and Apple is.
しかもさ、チャット GPT じゃなくてチャッピーなんかいと思って、なんでそういう流行りは抑えてんのと思ってさ、もうわかんない。何が分かっててわかんないのかがわからない、私には。
そうだね。I mean, yeah, that's the role that we have now. The problem is when also I don't understand. Because like なんかが変わってもうギリギリその変わったものもめんどくさすぎるし、なんかパスワード入れても違うって言われるし、でももうめんどくさいって全部やめたいってなのに、
それはわかるよ。
なんか親の世代を手伝わないといけないっていう。
ひどく
ない？ I need another level that will help both of us now.
Yeah, no, so after the huge fight, I would like call my brother. Like I rarely call my brother because like, you know, if it was like a sisters, they would talk to each other all the time, but there's always like something sibling dynamic between like a woman and man, you know, like we just like really chill about it. We don't talk about feeling very much. But like that day I was so like I've had it that I called. I was like, hey, listen, I just needed to listen. I'm gonna like talk shit. I needed to listen. And then I said that and I was like, however, I still want them to make sure that like their Google storage is like updated because I don't want them to like lose all the data. I think that's really sad and devastating. So like, you know, you don't have to like tell them that like I sent you to take care of you guys, but like, can you just do it? And I was like, also from now on, if there are any technological things happen, make sure they come to you because you can physically teach them. I can't. Like, I'm not even the first one to go to begin with, you know? So I had to have the conversation because, man, let me tell you, nothing is like, I should be paid for that, you know?
At least, like, wait, what? How many drinks was that when you hung up the phone?
When I was having that, it was like second glass.
Oh, okay. So you weren't drunk. There's no way you're drunk after 2 glasses. Okay. But we do need to wrap up.
Yes.
That was a good story to wrap up with.
So, yeah, lesson learned. Everyone who's like living away from your parents, don't ever help them if they don't understand tech. Rely on if they have a other sibling, live close by your parents, do that. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to the Skivan International Podcast. No matter where you come from, what you look like, who you love, or what language you speak, 我々スケバン国際隊はあなたの味方。You are part of our community, and we will do our best to bring you love and laughter. なので、居場所がないと感じる方も、毎週この90分はここに居場所がありますので、また一緒に過ごしましょう。We're already saving your seat. In the meantime, you can follow me on IG, the one and only Sayaka, and Jenn on all social accounts under Majin Jenn. And be sure to check out Airi's stream at Airi TV on Twitch. And please make sure to check out the link that's in the chat over there, that she has this incredible LGBTQ community supportive charity streaming this weekend. So, また来週まで take care of yourself. And 絶対に忘れないでほしいことは You matter, you're important, you're loved, and you belong.
Thank you,